Good morning. It's November 12th, 2023, 11:24 a.m. over here. Pulling out my microphone. I have a second microphone if I ever get a co-host. And right now I'm just filling in for two people at the same time. It's a joke, obviously. Listen, I see there's a lot of backlash going on in the media from various countries about the number of Palestinians that are being killed right now in Gaza. I've made many videos how I feel awful and terrible about this. And I don't believe that Israeli forces, I don't know the particulars, I don't believe that Israeli forces are maliciously going after 10,000, trying to kill 10,000 Palestinians, children. But you have to realize that Hamas uses these children and babies as human shields to get the media provoked. That's what they do. And I don't know how it works, if these people are taken hostage or not. Uh, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I'm led to believe that some of them actually want to join with Hamas and hate Israel and hate democracy, and they're staying there. And what is Hamas? My father said they're staying in a hospital. They're staying protecting themselves in a hospital. They store their weapons in a hospital. Why? Because then it looks bad when Israel bombs a hospital. I don't even know if all those pictures are real from the media that I see these pictures in beds or not. You don't even know what's real or not. So you can't pass judgment on media or what's going on in the world. I will say this, and I care about Arabs and I care about Palestinians. And in the future, when this is resolved, I'd like to see a Palestinian state in Gaza. And I would also like to see Palestinians have extra room in the West Bank. It's called the West Bank, and if you know geography, you know that it's really Eastern Israel. The West Bank of Israel is really Gaza. The West Bank is really to the east of Israel. That's the West Bank of Jordan. West Bank is Aver HaYarden in the Bible. The other side of the Jordan, I believe, is a joint area. I wouldn't kick any Jews out of where they live, but I want Palestinians. I want that land ultimately to be co-owned by Jordan, the Arab country, and Israel together. I'd like to see the old city of Israel, which is a really big flashpoint, and part of it is actually in the West Bank. I'd like to see the United States forces over there. I'd like to see world cooperation over here for world peace. This is the first step in world peace. I really, really, really feel bad if any Palestinians innocently are killed, but I know in my heart of hearts that any person or even child who dies, that is the will of God. That is the will of God. I don't think the Israeli forces are doing anything maliciously at this point. They're just trying to get to the bottom of terrorism, to get all the terrorists rooted out. And right now, we see sometimes we miss the forest for the trees. And we see, yes, it's an awful, awful thing if innocent children are dying. It is an awful, awful thing. I'm not belittling that in the slightest. I feel horrible, horrible this has to happen. And it's just unfortunate that Hamas is taking Palestinian people as hostage, basically. But you have to realize that if these terrorists are not eradicated, the world suffers. The world will suffer, and many, many, many more innocent people and more innocent children will die over the coming years. It has to be ended once and for all, because there are casualties now. There are always casualties in a war, but it has to stop, and it has to stop exponentially. It's going to be far worse. It is going to be far worse. That's the reality. If you look at if you stop looking at the trees in the orchard and you get in a helicopter and you look at the forest, you realize there's a beautiful orchard out there. It's beautiful. A lot of fruit trees. We can't access that orchard. We can't access that if we still are focused on the trees. We have to look to the future a little bit and see what will be if we do not let history happen. History has to happen now. This is the will of God. Israel is not a malicious country. The Talmud says that all Jews have mercy, and if you're a Jewish person, you know there's extra mercy. Let's keep that in mind right now. And I'm a big fan of innocent Palestinians. I'm a big fan of innocent Arabs. I want them to have their own land. I do. I really do. I want them to have plenty of land, a state in Gaza. And I want Jordan to get to co-own part of the West Bank with Israel, to have security and coordination, much like the Palestinian Authority has under Abbas. Let's join together as a world now and go for world peace sometimes the only way to get to world peace is through war. That's what I have to say on the matter.